I was sitting at work one day. Had a 3-day weekend coming up and decided to take a road trip. One of my coworkers had told me about this cool steam train. It runs on a narrow gauge track in the Redwoods up by Santa Cruz. So I had the bright idea of taking the 395 up from Los Angeles to Lake Tahoe, over the Sierra Nevada mountains to the coast and then back down. It seemed like a good idea at the time. I live in perpetually sunny Los Angeles. It's the beginning of February, and everything's going to be good. It never really dawned on me to check the weather before I left. So I packed up for a 3-day weekend and headed north. Fast forward about 5 hours, made it to Bishop. Pulled over for some gas and saw several vehicles headed south on the 395 with a bunch of snow and ice still on them. My first thought was, oh shit, I'm from LA, I don't drive in the snow. The last time I tried, I almost slid off a cliff. Thanks, Colorado. Anyways, the genius inside of me said, meh, keep going, you'll be fine. So, got back on the 395, headed north just to Mammoth Mountain. Pulled over to put some chains on like the CHP signs said I should. And that's when some Caltrans and CHP guys came up to me and told me they had just closed the road a couple miles north of where I was. So, I didn't really have any other options. I had driven 335 miles north, I wanted to get stopped and know that my only option was to go back south 250 miles around the Sierra Nevada mountains. But I had a timetable to keep and I already bought tickets to this train, so I wasn't going to miss it. South I go. And then it dawned on me while I was driving south on the 395 just how awesome this road is. And I'll be the first to admit that really nothing in California is worth anything to me, especially that $5 gas. But there are few places around the nation, let alone a single highway, where you can drive for just a few hours and go from one major metropolitan area like Los Angeles to snow-capped mountains on one side, and the other side, the lowest and one of the hottest places on Earth. Talking, of course, of Death Valley National Park on the east and the Sierra Nevadas on the west, with a 395 splitting right down the middle.
We were born to. I was born to.
Lost and crawling, I'm holding on for life. You climb, I'm falling. When danger's calling, your poison makes me thrive. The more I want it, the more I feel alive.
Retro switch that.
One of the places I got to stop on my way, well, my way back down to 395, was the Manzanar National Historic Site. Manzanar is one of 10 internment camps that was set up by the United States government in the months following the Pearl Harbor bombings in December of 1941. Established in 1942 by executive order, it became the policy of the United States government that the people of Japanese descent, including U.S. citizens, would be incarcerated in isolated camps. The government ordered that 110,000 men, women, and children leave their homes and detain them remotely in military-style camps. This historic violation of civil rights was left in place until December of 1944 when the Supreme Court determined that the government, quote, afforded no basis for keeping loyal evacuees of Japanese ancestry in custody on the grounds of community hostility, end quote. In other words, being Japanese was not a cause to legally detain anybody. And in case you're wondering why I'm using stock photos instead of my own camera, it's because I forgot to check the batteries. So